We've been planning this moment for over a year, and it finally happened. We packed up our lives, hugged our people, and just like that, we left. But now that we're a few weeks in, I have to be honest, this hasn't been the smooth start we'd imagined. Was that as cool as I wanted it to be? Hope my editing skills live up to it. It feels like it's been a long time. For me, it's been a long time. I've missed talking to y'all, but what's crazy is I did sit down and I chatted and yapped with y'all yesterday for an hour, 60 whole minutes. I'm like, ooh, this is a good one. I can feel it in my bones. Let me upload it. Video nowhere to be found. So after 24 hours of the world's best attempt, and after me drawing the line at spending $80 on a software that might work, here I am again, re-recording this video. So all that to say, none of that is y'all's problem, but I wanted to share that so you know how much I wanted to come back and tell y'all what I had to say and just kind of get back to it and give y'all some updates. I have what I imagined would be the outline for this video, but realistically, this video is gonna go wherever we together decide it's headed. And so that's the outline. In case you were wondering, I wonder what you're gonna talk about today. Who knows is the correct answer. But I kind of just want to talk about where we've been, what we've been doing. For those of y'all that are new, welcome. I'm sorry that chaotic start might have startled you. Don't leave yet. You'll enjoy it, I promise. If you're new, before now, my husband and I were preparing to pack up our lives and become digital nomads. Now we have packed up our lives and we are now living as digital nomads. My last video was kind of about my content plan, and that was right before we had left, and we are officially living on the road for the foreseeable future. I had a whole plan for this in my head. I guess I'm gonna start with reading this voiceover, and I thought it would be a cool little montage, so I hope you guys think it's as cool as I did. Let's see how it goes. So I don't know what this video is going to completely be, but it's going to be a mixture of sit down chat, but also some vlog, because I did get my camera and take it out with me a few times. We've got some photos, we've got some clips, so I still want to bring you guys along with the journey. So I'm gonna sprinkle those throughout this, so you know what I'm talking about. We're all gonna be along for this journey together. So enjoy this vlog, video, non-vlog, what I would do differently type thing. All right, let's get started. First, I want to talk about how we got to where we are now. For those of y'all that are not new, you have been along for the packing videos and the organizing videos and the tips and tools videos. You have seen all of the things that we've been working on to prepare ourselves for this journey. And let me tell you, we were not where we thought we would be when we left. And if anyone has ever done like a big move or a big life change, I'm sure you can relate to this. You probably thought, I have such an organized list. By the time the moment comes, list completely checked off. Boxes all filled. Like I know everything is exactly the way I imagined it. Not even a little bit of how that happened. So yeah, half the things on our list didn't get done. In the last 5 days before we left, there were a lot of things that happened that sort of derailed our schedule. And with 5 days before leaving, there wasn't any more time to fix it. You know, there was a lot of things that had to happen at the end as far as like us getting stuff ready because we couldn't do it beforehand, that once the schedule was thrown up in the air, there wasn't much that we could do from there. And so that really made it to where it's just like, there's nothing we can do because we can't really reschedule because we had a cruise coming up, right? So we can't make the boat leave later, although we would have loved to try. We just had to kind of commit to it. And it's nice that we have people that we trust still back home that can take care of the things that come up that we didn't get to take care of here and there. So it's not, all is not lost, but it's definitely adds to the chaos mentally of the different things that we have going on here and also worrying about different things there. Also, for those of y'all on the Patreon, you already know, but if you are not on the Patreon, which is a real bummer, because let me tell you, it is a fun time over there. Lowest tier is $1. So, you know, just come hang out with us. But anyway, I have been, you've watched my videos, I have been preparing to be a carry-on and backpack girl. So tell me why 2 days before I'm packing my toiletry bag, packing my suitcase, it's not working. It's not working, mainly because I am taking my full-sized products. And people were asking like, oh, my hair gel is a tub. They're like, your hair gel is really big. Why not put it in another container? I'm like, because when I have to refill it, this is like the size it comes in. And could I maybe use other gels? Maybe, but this one works. I like how my hair looks. When I use other gels, when I experiment, I just don't like it. My hair is dry, my hair is flaky, it doesn't last as long. And I can find this gel a lot of places, or at least something similar that I've used before. So I bring the whole tub because I use the whole tub. So if I bring the smaller tub, I use it for what, 2 washes, and then I go buy the bigger tub, and then what? So I packed all my full-size hair products to prepare for that. And then same with my skincare. I had a few things that I was using up that once I use up the big one, I am able to buy smaller ones, but it is what it is. So I'm sitting at home looking at my carry-on suitcase with a mound of stuff on top thinking, oh yeah, so this isn't gonna close. Not today, not tomorrow. It'll not close like this. So we made the hard decision and we have an Away store near us. So we went to Away, even though I love Monos, but Monos and Away are pretty similar in my opinion. They both do similar things. I think the biggest difference is their customer service and their color options. They just have different colors and that's fine. So we went to the Away store and we're like, we need a checked bag. We still don't want to have a huge bag because we're still in Europe. Cobblestones, stairs, subways, trains, buses, the whole 9. So we didn't want to burden ourselves so bad. So we went with the soft-sided medium check bag. And to skip ahead a little bit, I love it. To go back a little bit, I had taken what was in the carry-on and put it into a suitcase I have of a similar size. It was a Samsonite. Had it for a while and I put it in there and it pretty much fit. It's because I have all my stuff in packing cubes and then my toiletry bag. So I just put all of those into the suitcase. I'm like, okay, this fits. And then Christian suggested looking for one of the brands we like in that suitcase because it doesn't seem like that if you've never used it, but this is my tip to you guys. If you have ever considered buying the expensive luggage and you're going to be using it frequently or over like uneven surfaces, the wheels are worth their weight in gold, okay? Having the wheels on this Away bag changes everything. And he was thinking that, yes, I could use this older suitcase, but the wheels are obviously not what they are now. We went to the Away store. I took the big suitcase into the mall, walked to the Away store, got to the store, I looked at the sales associate, I said, I need to try the soft-sided bag. I need to pack the bag here right now. I have to know if it fits before I leave. He said, all right, let's do it. Lays it out on the table. I take this stuff out of my suitcase, pack it into the other one, close it. It zips like a dream. I said, perfect. I'll take this one. And I bought the suitcase. Got a personalized luggage tag. That was cute. And they threw away the old suitcase for me. So that was the biggest change is now we have a checked bag and a backpack. I also bought my travel tote while I've been out. I got a Longchamp large bag, collapsible, so I can store it, but I use it as my day tote. I was thinking that check bag had to be 50 pounds. Wrong. Most of these flights, it has to be 40 pounds. Fine. Whenever we get to Europe, it has to be 20 kilograms. Also fine. But having to deal with that was, it's just like one thing after the other. Individually, all small problems, nothing crazy. Compiling them onto just 2 people. Hold on, Savannah. Let's see, where are we at? Once again, I'm like looking at this outline and it's so well done. I worked so hard on it, and current me does not care at all what past me worked on this outline. She's just yapping to the camera. But I want to make sure I get everything in that I wanted to say because it's been a long time and I missed sharing these with you guys. So let's see. Okay, let's go with the hardest part because that's really what this video is about. You saw the title and you're like, why is she being so dramatic? This is why I'm being so dramatic. Where we have been from when we left was we flew to New York. Stayed in New York for a few days, went to London. London for a few days, flew to Barcelona to get onto a cruise. Of course, the cruise is going different spots, but we're not like packing and unpacking. So we're on the cruise for a week. From the cruise, we go to Rome for 1 day. From Rome, we go to Malta. So imagine thinking, okay, I'm going to become a digital nomad with my husband, and we're going to make sure that, we're getting our work done because it's not like I scheduled vacation days. I was going to work and travel. That was the whole point. So we're going to get our work done. We're going to keep our schedule. We're going to work out. We're going to eat right. We're going to do all of these things while also moving like every 3 days to a new hotel and going on a cruise with friends where with our friends, for them, that was a vacation. They weren't going on this cruise to work because why would you? They were going on this cruise to vacation with us, and we were going on this cruise to vacation with them. So between all of that, every plan that we thought we had got drop kicked over the balcony and landed in the Mediterranean Sea. Nothing went as planned. I even had like a laundry schedule for how I was gonna wash clothes. It did not work like I wanted it to. And that is the one big tip, okay? If you have considered digital nomading, or you know someone considering it, or you've done it before and you can also echo this in the comments, I understand you don't want to start slow, but it'll make everything easier on your brain, okay? I don't want to say, oh, there's time to see everything, but like you don't need to see everything every 3 days like we did. And you know what? Because some of the things I'm going to say is like, oh yeah, London will still be there in a week. But I know things are kind of crazy right now, so I don't want to make bold claims like that. But it's like, you don't have to feel so rushed to see everything. Give yourself a chance to settle in and really get adjusted to what you were doing. The second part is, do not start with a vacation. And that is the second part of where we went wrong. We started off kind of okay, but because we were moving every couple of days, if we wanted to do anything in that city, we had to do something every single day. So there wasn't a lot of time for just complete sit and work from home days. Then when we got to the cruise, our friends are vacationing and we want to hang out with them. So we're not setting up enough time to, maybe take 4 or 5 hours a day and get our work done and work on the other things we want to do. And of course, with that, all of the videos I thought I was going to film, I hadn't been able to film because we're moving around so much that I can't even sit and write an outline and get all of my shots to edit the video and upload twice a week, which is a bummer because before this, I feel like I was doing good, 2 videos a week, every week for at least like the last 2.5 months. Tuesdays and Fridays, I think I was doing good. So I'm kind of bummed out that it like shot my schedule in the foot, but all in stride. We're going to pick it back up. And I still have the videos on the schedule, but then after everything, I'm like, this is the video I need to make first. We're going to get here and then we're going to carry on with the rest of it. So the hardest part was starting on vacation mode. So we started in New York. The room in New York, it's New York City. It's small, it's fine. But we're like, this is great. We can do this. There's a little desk. For the little work we got done, it was fine. We get to London. We have a queen size bed. 3 sides of the bed, walls. You're not walking around this hotel room. The 4th side, you have about 5-foot door, bathroom. You open the door and like dive roll across the bed to get to the other side. Your luggage, forget about it. What luggage? Why would you bring luggage to a hotel? We have no room for you to put that in your room. So maybe put it behind the door. We would like squeeze into the door because our door wouldn't open all the way because our suitcases were behind it. So that was tough. A room like that is fine if you have the time to adjust to it, but we're in the room for 3 days. Right as I'm like, okay, I got a groove. Pack your stuff up and leave. We're going. All right, so I know like a few minutes ago, I told you where we have been, but here is the slightly longer recap of just what we have done on this trip so far. And I feel like the first part of this trip really hasn't been the digital nomading, so not to worry. I don't think you guys have missed anything, okay? You know what I mean? They're like, why isn't Rachel picking up a camera? She's trying, but I don't think you guys have missed any digital nomading. This was just a crazy, week and a half vacation. We went to New York and, saw the sights.
So we're here waiting for our, not Uber or Lyft, but a Revel.
It's electric.
Very cheap. I wasn't trying to go on no subway at 11 o'clock at night. So, and Uber price was like $100 to get to our hotel.
Times Square, went to Ellen Stardust Diner, had a great time. It was Christian's first time in New York. Not there for very long, and we kind of used that as the like middle reset period between leaving our home in Texas and getting to Europe. So that was kind of last stop to pick up anything from the store that we need that we don't know if we're gonna find in Europe and things like that. We go to London and we're like, we crossed the pond. It was fantastic. It was phenomenal. We get to London. We see Hamilton. It's so good. If you haven't watched Hamilton, honestly, pause the video, go watch it right now. It's 3 hours, so clock in, but that's fine. We also saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. In London, I guess the show's different than the one in New York. In New York, it's about 2.5 hours. In London, the show is 6 hours. It is in 2 parts. You go at 2 p.m. You watch 2 hours and 45 minutes with an intermission in the middle, 10 minutes. Then you break for like an hour scatter, come back at 7, watch another 2 hours and 40 minutes with an intermission. Yeah, it's a 6-hour play, but it was fantastic. So we did that. Another, I think I already said the food tour. No, Hamilton, Harry Potter, food tour, just walked around and saw all the things. I had never been to London, so that was exciting.
Okay, you want to tell me what we're about to do?
We're about to do a food tour. Don't know which one.
Soho and Chinatown food tour. The first of many food tours that we're going to do on this long haul travel that we're embarking on. So just be prepared. It's going to be tons of food, and we're going to see what London food has to offer.
Alright, lovelies, look in front of you. Your platter has 5 interesting things. Let me break it down to you. The first element is your hummus. Hummus is made of chickpeas and tahini that has been blended up together, topped with olive oil. Absolutely amazing stuff. The second familiar item is going to be your tzatziki, which is your yogurt-based dip. It's got garlic, it's got cucumber, it's got all sorts of interesting flavors. Again, very light, very refreshing, absolutely brilliant stuff. The third interesting item, something that you're seeing for the first time, is this, the lovely leafy thing. That is called your dolma. Dolma is rice and herbs wrapped in wine leaves and prepared in this style. The other interesting element, this is your halloumi cheese. Halloumi cheese can be made from sheep's milk or goat's milk, but this kind of specifically comes from Cyprus. The best way to eat halloumi is to grill it. That is how you get the umami out of it, and that is your cheese.
I'm going to try a dolma for the first time. Not bad.
Barcelona, we were only there for a day, showed up, slept, woke up, went to the cruise. Nothing crazy about there. The cruise went from Barcelona to Rome. We got to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa and some other things, but that was the big one for me. After the cruise, we're in Rome. And of course, for those of y'all that don't know, this is the year of Jubilee. Everyone's in Rome and it is busy. It's also very clean. They did a lot of cleaning last year for this, but we're there for one day. We see the Colosseum, we see the Trevi Fountain. We walk, I mean, everywhere you turn in Rome is something important. So we saw the something's important. We didn't go to the Vatican because so many people. And then we left and came to Malta. That is what we've done so far. Not a lot of digital nomading, but a whole lot of vacationing. Next section is what we do differently. I think I've already said it, but to compile it, don't start on vacation. What we should have done is either left a month earlier to get into our routine before the vacation, which realistically I don't think would have worked for us. Like we just had things we were doing then, or come back after the cruise, which is our initial plan, and then leave a few weeks later. Have the vacation, come back and reset, get our stuff done, and then go. And we would have paid more in flights. We would have had to book another one-way flight to Europe, but it might have saved our sanity. So is it worth it? Is it not? I'm not sure. That's what we think, just reflecting right now, what we should have done. If you have done something similar, I would love to hear in the comments what you think we should have done. Maybe you saw the writing on the wall a mile away. Maybe it's just us. Also, we would be more intentional about the schedule. Like we are working in 4-hour blocks at this time of day and at this time of day, or whatever it is. Here's the schedule. Here's when we work. Here's when we work out. Here are how we're gonna schedule activities and touring and touristy stuff, and commit to it. Because for the first week, and I think for at least the first week, I probably didn't work out. And then when I did work out, went to a YMCA, they had a barbell, I got excited, did some back squats. My legs were so sore, I actually was limping the next day. No amount of stretching was gonna save my hamstring. Actually, it was the right one. The right one's still sore. I can barely touch my toes right now. I gotta get back into it. Keeping the same thing we were doing at home so it's not such a culture shock. Also, I would have batched more videos ahead of time. Originally, I thought I'll be able to film videos. I can sit down, film a video, and edit and be fine, but that's not really what happened. I should have had more videos batched ahead of time. That way I didn't feel all the pressure to get everything done. I think those are the main things we would have done differently. We will of course learn more as we go on, But for right now, that's what I got. Now that we know where we went wrong, we can leave her back there. We can leave her in the past. She'll be there as a reminder, but we don't gotta dwell on her no more, okay? I'm not worried about her, she's not worried about me. Let's talk about how we're handling the future. We are gonna set aside rest days or work days, kind of the same thing. Days where we're not clocking 10, 15, 20,000 steps. Those honestly need to be more frequent than what we thought, because in the end, if we're in a place for long enough, we don't have to do something every single day. If we stay in places for a little bit longer, then we're able to have more of these, like stay in the hotel and work. And like this hotel, for example, we have a balcony on our room, we have a club lounge, there's an indoor pool, outdoor pool, a beautiful lobby. There's so many places to sit and work that we could spend all day in this hotel and not get bored. So yeah, really having that work play balance locked in. That is the plan for the future. 2, back on the videos. I don't know who I thought I was not making videos, but I'm locking in. This is the focus, okay? Because there should be no reason that with all of the things that we're doing that I'm not able to record the videos. And I'm chatting with the people over in Patreon. I know what they want to see. I know what y'all want to see, and I'm on it. I want to do a few vlogs on here, feel them out, okay? In the past, no one watches my vlogs, which is fine because I really enjoy making them, which is the bummer, as I love making the vlogs. They just don't perform well. So I'm going to do a few more and try and rework the angle to see if they're going to stay on this channel, go on a new channel, or just stay on the Patreon. But be on the lookout for that because I think they're fun. Less informational, maybe, because some of these videos are packed full of information. Sometimes the vlogs are just a silly, fun time. But anyway, I'm going to have more of those coming your way, as well as some of the cost breakdowns for like living abroad and the things that we've been doing. So that is what I want to focus on. Also, I am really excited about my travel tracker spreadsheet. I am making a Notion page of the places that we're visiting. So restaurants, hotels, activities, there's some other categories in there, but I'm putting them all down in one Notion template so that you're able to see the places we've been, what we rated. It won't just be the places that we like. It'll be, if we go there, good or bad, what do we think? It'll have it separated by country and by city or by activity or by price or by rating, whatever you want to know. There will also be markers for like gluten-friendly or good for solos or good for couples, things like that. So I want to be able to put everything into one place. And I believe that is going to go to the $10 and up tiers on the Patreon. And I can make a whole video about that. I'm adding a few more things and then beta testing it before I completely launch it. So I want to make sure it's not confusing. It'll definitely be a resource. Let me tell you that. That is pretty much where we are now. And with all of the overwhelm and all of the excitement and all of the chaos, we are still very grateful to have this experience. Wouldn't change it for the world. And it's nothing that would inhibit us from doing it or that we would ever say would inhibit, like we would tell you, oh, maybe you shouldn't. No, we're not saying that at all. However, it would be a lot easier for the next person to know about these things going forward than it was for us finding out as we go along. And like I always say, y'all don't have to make our mistakes. Let us make our mistakes and then you just learn from them and don't do them. We don't all need to make mistakes. You know what I mean? This is how it has been for us. And if you potentially want to not have it be the same way, then here's some things to do differently. If you want it to be the exact same way, you also just know what to expect. If you're like, I'm still gonna travel fast, start with a vacation, that's great. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. And that's that. And that's totally fine. So everyone travels differently, everyone lives differently. And it's just nice to look back on what we've done and kind of keep tabs on what we would do differently and what we would recommend, and also help guide our decisions moving forward. If you have made it to this point in the video, thanks. Even now, at the end of me recording this video, I have no idea what direction this video is going. So if you made it to the end, you're a real one, and I appreciate it. And also, you know what I'm about to say. If you made it to the end of this video, you probably want to watch another one. And what better way to not miss videos than first, subscribe. Red button, click. Real easy, you don't have to, but I'm just saying you might want to. You want to be a part of the group. Second, ring the bell icon because sometimes it won't notify you, but if you hit the bell icon, it'll tell you when I upload a video. And third, if you know someone that would benefit from this video, go ahead and send it to them and hit this like button. Also, this should have been back there. I forgot. Another tip, the final tip. If you are planning on doing something like this, find a community. I don't care where, Facebook, WhatsApp, I don't care where you find it, find a community. Being able to talk about the different nuanced things of long-term travel, of digital nomading with people who understand what you're saying is important. Not everyone in your life even wants to do something like this, let alone talk about it. And so when you start talking about the different things, it's easier to get information and ideas from people that have also done some of that research. So find a community. If you want to hop down to the comments or go on my Instagram and chat with me, if you want to come over to the Patreon and chat with them, we're small but we're mighty, but find a community. I am a part of Ali and Rob's Grounded Life Retirement Travel group on Thinkific. They have a course and they have a community, and I am a part of all of them. But am I retired? No. Do they welcome me with open arms? Of course, I love those people. So that is the community I'm in, and they are wonderful people to bounce ideas off of and get input from. And so I put the link to that below, but there's Facebook groups, there's in-person groups, there's, I don't know, Twitter or whatever they call it now. Find you a community. I want to give a big shout out to my patrons. Y'all know I love chatting with y'all over on Patreon. Your support means everything, and that travel tracker is coming soon. Also, I was very excited because our first round of postcards went out at the end of the month. So they actually went London postcards, because that's where we were at the end of the month, but I wasn't able to mail them until the first stop on the cruise, which was in Spain. So I walked into this neighborhood, got off the ship, walked into this neighborhood to go to a post office. She spoke only Spanish. I spoke only English. I sent them off recently, so it hasn't been long enough for anyone to receive them yet. But between I'm hoping that the communication made it across. You know, I pointed, address, United States. She looked, said the number, like how many postcards I had, gave me an amount. I said, do I stand? She said, I got it. Go, I got it. So I'm hoping if you're seeing this and you're a patron, just go ahead and post on the Patreon when you get that postcard. Because I would love to know how long it actually takes to ship stuff overseas. That way I can readjust for next month when I send out the second round of postcards. So that'll be exciting. So if you want to join the Patreon, links in the bio. Patrons are the best, and I will chat with y'all soon. Everyone else, y'all are also the best. I'm not trying to be biased. Like, they're the best, but y'all are the best too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.